He only says this once, by the way. So I'm a little late to the party, but we now have Mario Kart World, and yeah, Nintendo cooked with this one. I won't lie. The game is still not worth $80, we're gonna start with that, but I haven't had this much fun playing a video game in such a long time, dude. This could just be recency bias, but I have not put this game down ever since I got my Switch 2. I waited for all the Switch 2 defenders and the diehard fans to get their Switches day one, because I knew I was not paying $500 for this shit, so I waited, did my little time, and I got it for $100 off. So if that deters any of my opinions, you may now leave the video. There is your warning. To everyone else, yeah, this game is really fun. I don't want to highlight this too long, as we already know what this game's huge controversy is. Yes, this is the first video game ever to start at a base price of $80. And yeah, that's rather annoying. It's another $10 we have to spend on our video games. And honestly, there's still no game worth $70 in my opinion. Nintendo got away with it with Tears of the Kingdom because it was a sequel to Breath of the Wild. That was that one pass. But if we can direct our anger towards the first company that started the $70 game bullshit, Take-Two Entertainment, the creators of the NBA 2K franchise. Go after them. As much as I don't like Nintendo for upcharging another $10, these motherfuckers started it. Go after them. That's all I'm saying about that, because this video is about Mario Kart, so I just wanted to get that out of the way first. But let's jump into this game and see what's new and see what's about it. First things first, we just have to say it has been a long 11 years since the last Mario Kart. Yes, we got Mario Kart 8 Deluxe on the original Nintendo Switch to keep us through that console's life cycle, but Mario Kart 8 was a game that released on the Nintendo Wii U 3 years prior. And while both games play almost exactly similar, only difference is that like the Nintendo Switch version, you can brake while you're drifting, and the Wii U has fire hopping, so I guess both versions has their pros and cons, I guess. Now me personally, my first Mario Kart was Mario Kart Super Circuit for the GBA, but I never owned a GBA. I know, crazy, right? I had a Nintendo DS, and if you guys don't know, this is crazy, I have to explain this, the original DS Lite had a Game Boy cartridge slider at the bottom, and you were able to pop those games in there and play your Game Boy Advance games. Mario Kart Super Circuit was a Game Boy Advance game, so I was able to play that game on my DS, and I've stuck with the series ever since then. Do you guys remember this commercial? If you know, you know. Millions upon millions of kids have seen this commercial nationwide, and it's the reason why I'm a Mario Kart fan to begin with. Yes, I did say I started the series with Super Circuit, but it was the consistency in seeing this commercial while I was little that made me constantly ask my mom to get me Mario Kart DS when I was a child. And I've gotten every single Mario Kart since. Mario Kart Wii, 8, and now Mario Kart World. And I skipped out on Tour. I don't necessarily think Tour is a Mario Kart game. It's just a gacha simulator that I don't feel like giving Nintendo any more of my money, but you know, it's fine. So now we're here. Mario Kart is there, and now let's take a look at what this game has to offer. There are a lot of things about this game that I don't like, but we're gonna talk about the positives first, as the positives definitely outweigh the negatives, depending on who you ask. I want to talk about the character selection screen and the kart selection first, because unfortunately that has been dumbed down from Mario Kart 8. And Mario Kart 8, and even starting in Mario Kart 7, you were able to customize your kart. You were able to pick your body, your wheels, and your glider. In this game, there's no more custom wheels and no more custom gliders. We're back to just preset karts with different stats. Another thing that they removed is underwater driving. If you were somewhat of a fan of underwater driving in Mario Kart 8 and 7, that has been completely omitted. We are now wave racing now. Look, they even stuck FLUDD on the back of the car. That's a little cute. To unlock your characters in this game, there are 7 main Grand Prix that you have to unlock, and for the first time in franchise history, you have to unlock the 8th Grand Prix, which houses Rainbow Road. mode. When you're playing through each and every cup, you'll notice a specific CPU that is just playing significantly better than the rest of the CPUs. That bullshit ass rubber band mechanic from the first Super Mario Kart is now a gameplay mechanic now. Basically, if you do better than that specific CPU, and you'll notice it right away, as they'll just start speeding off in front of you at the beginning of the race, and they'll spawn right next to you at the beginning of the Grand Prix, I think so. So whoever spawns right next to you at the beginning of whatever cup you choose, if you do them in order, I think whoever spawns next to you in the beginning of the first race is your rival. I could be wrong there, it could just be completely random, but that's how you unlock some of the characters in this game. The rest of the characters in this game is simply by RNG, and yeah, unfortunately that's just the life we live in now. Yoshi, I am hungry. What you got for me to eat, mom? Ooh, a pizza? I'm f***ing with it. Wait a minute, I changed colors. A good number of the characters in this game have alternate costumes a la Super Smash Bros. And how you get them is either through this golden item bag here that contains a plethora of food items to eat, which will give you a boost of speed. You can't dodge blue shells with them. They'll give you a boost of speed and then you'll transform into another costume. Some characters, like the peakest Mario Kart character of all time, has 9 skins, while others, such as series staple like Donkey Kong, only has 2. I'm hoping they're gonna update this when Donkey Kong Bonanza comes out, which I'm getting that game as well, but we won't have nothing to complain about if this gets fixed. The other characters are in this game are characters I like to call they've just let anybody in this game characters. Mario enemies, the dolphin, and the Pianta. We have a fucking Pianta in this game. This game is a fever dream. Kamek, they did my girl Kamek so effing dirty, finally getting her playable debut as DLC for the Booster Course Pass in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, just for her to get turned into a fucking item. Nintendo, I personally don't have all the characters unlocked yet. I want to get Cataquack, but it seems like every time I'm near Peach Beach, no one just pulls Kamek, so again, fuck RNG. The new features in this game are absolutely insane. I have to convince myself I'm not playing a Sonic game every time I'm doing some stupid shit like this. Like, what is going on? The tech in this game is absolutely insane. What you can do here and the stuff that I've seen people do in time trials make me look at my screen in complete awe. What is going on? The first new mechanic in this game, and I hope is a series staple, is charge jumping. You can hold down on the R button to just charge a mini turbo in place, and when you let go, you'll do a little hop in the air and you'll land for a little bit of speed. Now, it's not too overpowered, as you can't just spam it and get as much speed as you want, as charging the initial jump will slow you down. So it's really only for style points and for the next couple of mechanic, rail grinding and wall riding, and Pandora's box has indeed been opened. What am I looking at? Rail grinding in a Mario Kart game is something I've never thought I'd live to see. No, seriously, I didn't think I'd live to see past it. Look at this. Like, you can't tell me to not convince myself every time I hop on one of these to not just go. Bro, they're so giddy, they're having so much fun. You guys think someone from Nintendo actually played a Sonic game and say, you know what? Let's make rail grinding cooler than how Sega does it. I can't lie, Nintendo cooked with this one. Wall riding is a little confusing to get used to at first glance. I don't really know how to explain it, so I'm not gonna explain it. I'm gonna leave a link in the description to where you can learn how it works, because I'm not going to make myself look like an idiot right now. But once you can figure it out, you can do some shit like this, and oh my gosh, I'm gonna be playing this game for a while. Items, I'm not too sure how to feel about the items, because Nintendo made it very clear that they were trying to nerf items to have it be more focused on kart skill and actually driving around the course. But nerfing everything, like, look at the bullet bill, man. This is cynical. What happened? It just gave way to another type of online play. Mushroom spam. You can't nerf mushrooms. If you touch mushrooms, Nintendo fans would riot. So golden mushrooms and triple mushrooms are the most overpowered they've ever been in this series. Think about it, especially on the halfway points between tracks. There's so much off-world, there's no reason for you not to take every shortcut you can. So their efforts in trying to stop bagging, because this was possible in Mario Kart 8 Deluxe, made it to where bagging is now extremely overpowered, because the only way you can get mushrooms consistently is in the lower places, and when you get those mushrooms, you're more likely to hold them for the shortcuts, because everybody in first and second place are getting coins and bananas. Definitely some meta-defining strategies going on right now. I personally just choose whoever I feel like looks good that day and try to pair them up with whatever has at least some decent stats. I'm not saying I'm a meta whore or I'm a tier whore. I was never your Waluigi Wiggler type of guy or Yoshi Teddy Buddy type of guy. I actually like to just play the game, but I also like to win, so it's kind of aggravating to see everyone just in the blooper car. This game just came out. I mentioned the in-between track, so let's talk about Knockout Tour for a minute. Knockout Tour is an official knockout mode. It feels so weird to say that. If you're tapped into the Mario Kart custom scenes, you'll know that knockout tracks have been in the custom scene for forever. So to see it in an official game now is actually insane, and it complements these straight line tracks so well. So it makes the Grand Prix change, which we'll talk about in a little strange. Let's talk about this first. Knockout Tour is an elimination rally going through 6 of the games in between sections and finishing off on the last lap, kinda like the Grand Prix. This game mode is fun as hell. A little bit unfair on times, especially if you're front running, but this game mode is fun as hell. I hope in an update we're able to make our own custom rallies, because doing the same ones over and over again is definitely gonna get old, but I hope we can make our own ones soon. Whether if that's an update or if that's something we have to actually, never mind, I'm not gonna give them that idea. Let's talk about the Grand Prix. So the Grand Prix is a little controversial because instead of traditional races around 4 racetrack, you do one traditional race at the first stage of the cup and then you race to the last 4. And yeah, I don't like that. That's a fundamental Mario Kart change. There's nothing you can do, there's nothing that they can say, or there's anything anyone can say to convince me that that is normal. Worse, when Knockout Tour exists as a game mode that you can select. Why is this not an option? Like, I get it, you know, they spent so much time making this open world, and I'm pretty sure they were afraid that after people messed around with the free roam in the Knockout Tour for a little bit, they were just gonna get bored of it and go back to normal races. But I don't know, dumbing down your game to force people to play on your map isn't good game design. I'm just saying, like, I get it, you know, you want people to appreciate what you guys spent your time on, but I want to appreciate these racetracks. You guys did a whole bunch of changes and like, look at what we can do here. But I can't, because just like my 9 AM commute to the office, I have to drive there. And I know the argument against normal Grand Prix can be, oh, you can just go play them in versus races. Yeah, no, versus races suck. Like, what did they do here? So first of all, the item switcher that we waited half of Mario Kart 8 Deluxe's life cycle for is just gone. Again, you can still change the difficulty of the CPUs, that's cool, and you can change if you want to play open world, random, or connected courses. And I'm not too sure if random is connected and open courses together, so I've never tried that yet, but the races default to 3. This is my first time on this menu. The only thing I've changed was the class type, which is also defaulted to 150. See, look, there's only frantic and normal items. There used to be strategic. You can't even change how many laps are in the, like, no, this is, you know what I mean? And then this is how you pick your stage. Again, I do get it, but so yeah, versus mode has been completely butchered in my opinion. It's not the worst thing that's ever happened to versus mode. I mean, at least it's here, unlike in Mario Kart 7. I'll still never forgive Nintendo for that. But it's not the end-all be-all to the Grand Prix experience that we're missing, because it can be so much better. And now I'm gonna get into the nitpicks that I have about this game, because yeah, I think this video is about halfway over, or almost over. Was this game rushed? There's a whole lot of things that just aren't in this game, which has no excuse to not be in this game. Again, the omission of 200cc makes no sense, considering that it's been a series staple for the last 10 years, and you know, we have this brand new open world to explore. While I can admit sometimes driving in the open world does feel faster than normal 150cc, and certain courses do have like booster pads through certain sections to simulate you going faster, but compare this to this. Now, I know Nintendo games cater to a casual audience, but that doesn't mean just randomly removing things for absolutely no reason. There's no reason why 200cc shouldn't be in this game, regardless on if it's a new setting. I feel like a good majority of us experienced players, or a good amount of players in general, are experienced with 200cc, and you don't have to like 200cc, but not giving us the option is kind of crazy, I'm not gonna lie. 200cc has been here longer than some kids have been alive. I started playing Mario Kart when I was like, what, 7? When did the DS come out? I started playing Mario Kart when I was a wee lad, so you're not gonna tell me that most kids who were born with iPads in their face are not going to know what a Switch and or a Wii U is. I mean, they re-released their most successful Mario Kart on their most successful console. Almost everyone I know has a Switch, so yeah, them removing 200cc will never sit right with me. It just makes me think that this game was more rushed, and it's sad because this game is ecstatic. This game is fantastic, but it's just like, oh, this game is not finished. Look, I know Nintendo caters to a casual audience, so I know you Nintendo defenders that are getting ready to type, Nintendo doesn't make games for you, go do something for your life, while you're actively holding a Switch 2 in your hand. Please just calm the fuck down. I'm not talking to you, okay? I still think that the option is better than no option at all. It feels like Nintendo is forcing us to play a dumbed down version of Mario Kart just so we can explore this open world, which again, like I said, I understand. But to the people who don't care, which unfortunately is probably me, because I'm not gonna lie, I only did what I needed to do to unlock mirror mode in this game, because yes, you need to unlock mirror mode. There's a plethora of steps you need to do to unlock mirror mode in this game. I personally think just beating all of the Grand Prix and unlocking mirror mode was fine the way it was, but nope. You gotta explore this open world, which, to segue into the open world, let's talk about the open world. Open world Mario Kart. We got Mario GTA before GTA 6. This is insane. Now, of course, it's not a plain GTA knockoff. I don't even think Nintendo could do something like that if they tried. But driving around this big-ass island with your head turned off is really fun. I'm not going to lie. It's not a system seller. It's not something that you're just gonna, you know, find little Easter eggs and everything around there, which kind of feels like they missed the mark on some of these Easter eggs that they've hidden around some of these. I feel like they could have gone a lot more in depth with a little bit of the hidden stuff they put around this map. Like, the only remarkable Easter egg that I was able to find on this map are the hidden SNES remakes they put in the P-Switch missions, which, talk about those, are little missions you can do around the open world to sort of simulate mission mode in Mario Kart DS. If you know, you know. You can do those P-Switch missions, which I don't know what they do. I haven't 100% of the game yet. You can look for these question mark panels, which I think just give you stickers, and these Peach medallions, which I think also just give you stickers. I have no clue what these are for. Now, you have to collect a certain amount of these Peach medallions, and you have to do 20 or so of these P-Switch missions to unlock mirror mode in this game, and you get a little cute cutscene of like Mario noticing that Luigi's L on his hat is backwards, and it's just a little cute callback to Melee and Melee's box art and stuff like that, or at least that's what I think that's what they were going for. And then to unlock mirror mode in the free roam, you actually jump into the glass painting of Princess Peach on the castle. That's cute. That made me smile when I saw that, because people don't know how to keep things off of the internet for long enough. So when I saw that, I was like, okay, that's pretty cute. And I'm not gonna lie, what a series, what a series. Now, this video is not telling you to drop everything you're doing right now and go buy this game. Absolutely not. This game is for the true diehard Nintendo defenders, video game reviewers, and unfortunately I fall into one of those categories. I'll let you choose what you think that is in the comments, so I got the Switch 2 anyway. This isn't like Mudahar, where I made 3 whole videos like saying, oh, I'm not gonna get this shit, and then I get one anyway. I made a video saying Mario Kart is not worth $80. I still hold on to that, even though this game is fun as hell. I don't agree with Sonic Racing Crossroads being priced at $70 either, but at least that's the norm for video games, you know? So that was Mario Kart World, a game that indeed does need a lot of fixing, but very fun nonetheless. If you watched this entire video through to hear me say this game is not worth $80, I really appreciate you. Make sure you subscribe too. I know this isn't normally my talking point. This is my second Nintendo video on the channel, well, third if you count the Smash Bros video, but like no one watched that. So if you guys want to see more Nintendo content from me, make sure you just sound off in the comment section below. I'm always willing to talk about Nintendo games, whether it's stuff I like, stuff I don't like. I do want to eventually start talking about other Nintendo properties that isn't just Mario and stuff like that. Like, I do want to start an eventual Zelda retrospective, but that comes with tiempo. Yeah, I think I'm gonna end the video right here, as I have nothing else to say about this game. I don't know what else to say about this game, so instead of keeping you here longer, you guys can watch any of my other videos here, or go watch something else. So with that being said, I will see you guys when I see you guys. God bless you all, and take care. So as soon as I was getting ready to put the finishing touches on this video and upload it, Nintendo made a very rather interesting update to address the online in this game, which I didn't really talk about in this video. I was gonna make my own video on it, but now this is something I actually have to talk about, because this is one of the strangest updates I've ever seen in my life. This drastically changes how I feel about this game. I'm not even going to lie, to the point where I can say, don't get this game, don't get the Switch 2 at all. This is one of the most no, this isn't how you're supposed to play the game practices I've ever seen in my life. To do something like this not even a month after the game came out, but not only that, doing that to the only game that people care about on the Switch 2 at the moment, are they mad? Whether this was a bug that they intended to fix with this update, it still was better than having no choice at all. And Nintendo said, no, we have to play these connector tracks. I don't know how to feel about that. I'm not letting this video go to waste, but yeah, I definitely can't recommend this game anymore. I'll see you guys back on Mario Kart 8 Deluxe.